Welcome to Terminator HQ. My name is Wayne Harris, and these videos chronicle my efforts to restore the Terminator to its original condition. Now, if you're joining me for the first time, the Terminator is a 1960 Cadillac hearse that I converted into an iconic car stereo system in 1985. Now, if you joined me in the last episode, we did the initial car stereo system analysis. And we did a walkthrough. If you'll remember, I introduced you to the cockpit, the subwoofer system, the rotating amp rack, and the large spectrum analyzer. And then we actually gave it a try, and believe it or not, almost nothing worked. So I've been busy for the last month, and I gotta tell you, I've determined that technology has a shelf life, and this car is way past its expiration date. So I've been slogging my way through it. I started at the front, I've been working back, and I've had some good success. As you can see, I have the system playing. Now it's not 100%, have the spectrum analyzers working. I gotta tell you though, it wasn't easy, it wasn't pretty, and this is how it all went down. Before I could start working on the system, it was really important that I understood what was actually in the system and how the various components interconnected with one another. Fortunately, I found these display cards that show the various aspects of the system. For instance, this is the audio system, but I also have graphics that represent the instrumentation, the electrical system, the rotating amp rack, and the subwoofer enclosure. Obviously, working on the sound system, this board right here tells me what I need to know. So I'm going to start at the top and work my way back until I find the problem. When I find a problem, I'm going to fix it and then test it again. So wish me luck.
What's going on?
Freaking source unit just stopped working. I don't know what's going on. It's turning, but it's not producing any sound. And I've been fooling with it for the last half hour, and I can't get it to play any music.
Well, do you have another one?
Well, I don't think I have another one of these, but I probably have something. Let's go see what we can find. I don't know what I got. Let's see.
You got all sorts of stuff in here.
Yeah, lots of junk. Treasure.
Yeah, lots of junk.
Okay. Man, it would be awesome if I had an old Alpine unit, but I think I sold it. Okay. All right. This stuff is cool, but it's not what I'm looking for. We have all this symmetry stuff. And aha. All right, so this is actually what's in there right now, so that isn't gonna work. That's just an empty box. It's not old school, but it is kind of old. It's like $150 from like 5 years ago. I bought this for the boat and we never put it in. So this may be my fallback plan. Let's see what this is.
What is all that? Oh, it's Fukuda.
Oh, yeah. Now that is the trick.
Put the EPX2 in there.
I think that's a great idea. That Hafler stuff they have in the back, I mean, I have the system playing, but I think it's got a lot of distortion. I think there's some problems with that crossover. So this is definitely something that we're going to see about. And let me make sure what's in it. Oh, it's brand new. Got the manual and everything. I'm a little gun shy about technology. This stuff just quits working.
What's in all these boxes here?
These, my friend, are factory sealed original symmetry system. So ASV, that's amplifier. I don't know what it stands for. I don't know what ASV stands for. A stands for amplifier. I don't know what SV stands for. I forgot. These are amplifiers, CSV housing, more symmetry stuff. And then you already saw this. Some of this stuff is from, when I was designing it. So a lot of this stuff is prototypes. We'll come back to this someday.
Ooh, the Ardat with the secret menu.
Yeah, that'll be cool. All right. Well, at least we have a Pioneer, even though it's a $149 source unit. It'll help me do some testing.
It's probably not $149 these days.
Yeah, it's probably $39. Probably.
Probably not.
Oh my God.
What do you got? More symmetry
Tons.
stuff?
Factory sealed. I don't see any source units. There's a lot of signal processors in here.
What's that?
This is the original EPX. Before the EPX2, we made the EPX. And I can't remember the difference, but we'll just have to take a look at it sometime. All right, no more radios. All right, let me put this one in and we'll see what happens. Well, we've got lots of problems going on here in the dashboard. First of all, that Rockford source unit just stopped playing. It lights up, the CD turns, but there's no signal output. So anyway, I've temporarily installed this. It's a Pioneer unit. I don't know, it's 5 or 6 years old. And I'm using that for test purposes. I still don't have any audio on the main amplifiers, but I'm going to just work with the signal processors and everything in the signal chain and work backwards. So the first thing that I've discovered is that my digital delay processor has a dirty switch. So this bypass switch right here, and I don't want to play it for too long, otherwise YouTube will flag me for copyright violation. So I'm going to have to remove this and clean the contacts on that switch. And I do have the RTAs on the side windows working. So anyway, I think what I'm going to do now is see if I can get the signal back to the amplifiers and see where that stops working. One of the things that's really cool about the Terminator is the way the system goes together. So when I was fabricating it, I knew that I'd be changing things in and out quite a bit, or I might be doing some repair work. So most of the subsystems are modular, and what you'll see, I'll show you some video in just a moment. Yep, I told you it wasn't going to be pretty. What you're looking at here is the firewall and the dash, or actually what's left of the dash with all of the equipment removed. I've taken the equipment over to the bench and we're going to start the repair process. The EQ has 4 presets for saving equalization settings, and to retain those settings it uses AA batteries. So this is what happens when you leave batteries installed in equipment for more than 1/4 of a century. Another fantastic repair job. The bypass switch for the digital time delay amplifier was oxidized, and so I had no audio. And a little deoxit on the switch seems to have done the trick. Well, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is that the VCR still operates. The bad news is that both of the video monitors in the center console are broken. All right, now I'm going to give you a current status report. So the system's working, but it's definitely not 100%. As you know, I had to replace the source unit. This is just a temporary source unit. It's a Pioneer unit that I had in storage. One of the nice things about it is at least I can play a USB stick. The other source unit, that Rockford unit, the mechanism worked, the displays worked, even the bar graphs worked, but there was simply no audio output, and I confirmed that using a scope. The next thing I had to do, I had to remove basically everything in the dash. The digital delay processor had a corroded button, so no audio was allowed to pass, and I was able to correct that. The switch for the watt meters was frozen, so I had to clean that. And fortunately, the PA1 is working. The VCR works, but these video displays do not. So the backlighting works, but none of the video processing in the units work. And I confirmed that by attaching the VCR to an external monitor, and sure enough, the video works good. So I have 6 amplifiers. One of the amps drives 4 mid-bass drivers, and the one on the driver's side works. The one on the passenger side, I believe, is the signal processor is oscillating. And then there's the 3 subwoofers in the back. 2 of the amps work. One of them works intermittently.
Don't hide what you feel inside. Don't let anybody stand in your way. Just let the music take you higher.
So as you can see, right now the 3 subs are working, 4 of the woofers are working, the mid-ranges are working, and the tweeters aren't showing up on the watt meter, but I can tell you they're working. However, the left horns for both the driver and the passenger don't appear to be working, so I'm not sure if there's a blown fuse. We'll get into that at a later date. I have not worked on the dash on the driver's side at all. So finally, rock. All right, that's a wrap. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. As you can see, we're making progress. If you haven't already done so, please take a moment to subscribe, and I'll see everybody in the next episode. Until then, keep it loud and make me proud. I've come to the conclusion that technology's like chicks. It has a shelf life. Bleep.